But the really interesting thing about the Chiefs is when you are in a game and there's something that happens game plan wise, like the defense changes something or the defense comes into the game with a game plan to take away something that you want to do. You realize that, and then through the course of the game, you might adjust, and then the defense adjusts to that. And that cat and mouse game happens in football a lot. The thing that makes the Chiefs and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes so particularly interesting is these fools make that adjustment in play. And so, like, when you look at Travis Kelce's routes, you're like, what is that? That's not a route that anyone else runs, in part because he's recognizing the coverage in the strategy en route while Patrick Mahomes is doing that also. So, like, that's why I think that's part of the reason why they're so good in late game situations is if you need a third down, you got to have a third down. That team going to figure out a way to get it. So, like, the Ravens, whoever knocks off the Chiefs, if they do knock off the Chiefs, it's going to be hard for me to imagine it happened because you got that final stop.
If the Chiefs are blocking, they going to win the AFC, right? Like, I think that was it. And there was, up until recently, there was no reason to think that they were suddenly going to figure out how to start blocking. If they start, I mean, I've told this story many times, but it was that Super Bowl where I didn't bother to do no analysis because they had Patrick Mahomes, and then they ran those linemen on the screen during the Super Bowl, and I was like, I was wrong. And by the way, I did get to witness maybe the best losing performance I have ever seen from a quarter. People have tried to make the argument that we was jumping on his jock and they lost and the numbers were bad. No. I ain't never seen nothing like that before in my life.
You remember? I know you remember the parallel pass.
Yes.
That the man dropped. Can you imagine? Like, if a play like Josh Allen threw that no-look touchdown pass, it was a look-away touchdown pass against the Lions, and it didn't count. And we forgot about it by Tuesday. Patrick Mahomes did that play, and that picture still pop up on the internet every now and then. And that shit, not only did it not count, it was incomplete.
It was a drop.
It was an incomplete pass that he threw into a crowd while levitating on his side.
Hold on. And it was on the money.
And I'll be damned if anybody start talking about you glazing him. Oh, you're damn right. That's a glaze-worthy play. That dude is special, man.
Yeah, I'll be that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, no, you are underappreciating something that's incredible. Don't be so damn masculine that you can't appreciate when somebody else is great.
It ain't always about the bottom line, baby. I'm here for fun, right? I'm in this for a good time. It would have been more fun if they had won the game, but I still was watching that, and I'm just like, I'm hesitant to say it's the best performance I have seen, right? Because we've seen people do other things that are not Reese's Heights or whatever, but I don't think I've ever walked away more impressed by how talented somebody is. At least that quarterback, right? Because there's so many different ways that we could go. But I've never come away being like, oh my God, it's that guy. There's nothing you can show me. Like, he's the best quarterback I've ever seen if he had got hit by a bus the day after that game.
All those hedges and caveats that you were just sharing right there, those was for the listeners. Those ain't for me. No, you could have put a period after the most impressive thing you had ever seen because, I was blown away by it. It's things that we hadn't seen before, and it was a level of get on my back, boys.
Yes, let's go.
That I was amazed by. And he might have already won a Super Bowl. Like, if D4 didn't jump offside, like, this thing could be all the way over, man. His first year as a starter, he was about to win one.
Wow. He's already got 3, right? That would have been 5. They blew that game against Cincinnati in the second half. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, and look, other guys are playing better than him now, right?
Now,
Lamar Jackson has played better than him this season without question. Josh Allen, I would say, has played better than him this season. You might even get me to say that Jared Goff has played better than him this season. Yeah, Joe Burrow. But if you ask me which one I'm taking,
that's for sure. That's because he been on such a fast track, and we could go back through those Super Bowl runs and probably find some reason for him not to win some of the ones that he did win. So I think I get the point that it's not completely fair to add those up. But the crazy thing about where he is in his career, and it feels like they all behave that way in Kansas City, is it's a very NBA style thing. It's like after you won your MVP as a basketball player, we see what happens. We know that all you care about is June. And excuse me. And Mahomes is like, you know what? I care about the fourth quarters and I care about the playoffs. And that's a hell of a place to be when what's he, early 30? Like 30?
I don't think he's 30.
No, don't say that, man. Don't say that. He's not even 30. I know Lamar just turned 28, right? Or 29?
He will be 30 on September 17th.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
I saw something, and I've been talked about this for a very long time, and it finally manifested itself. The playoff starters, I want to say 2 of them are 36. Russell Wilson is 36. Who the other old one?
Stafford.
Stafford, yes. Those guys are 36. Somebody else is 30. There's nothing, I think Baker Mayfield. Somebody is 30.
Yeah.
In between, nobody. A whole generation of quarterbacks just didn't happen. Where the survivors of that generation are like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
It was really closer to, no, Kirk Cousins is not even in that generation. Kirk Cousins is older too. He's Russell Wilson age. But Geno Smith, like those guys, whole generation, quarterbacks lost. Gonna make a quick turn because I know we're getting a little short on time. Right. But are you still insisting upon being on the wrong side of history by going with the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC?
Yeah, I think I am. Because in part because, man, that win that they had against the Vikings, like I feel like an asshole for picking against the sports movie that is taking place in Detroit right now, because that stuff is incredible. Winning that game because of defense is mind-blowing to me. But I think I would relate this back to the Patrick Mahomes conversation that we just had. There are some things that I refuse to accept that it can be overcome 3 more times against 3 of the best teams that you're going to face. Like, I'm sorry. Somebody going to get your ass. Like, somebody, right?
I just want to bring this point out. Dudes are coming back.
Yeah.
Montgomery's going to be back next game. Anzalone, he's back. By the way, anytime you got a hard-nosed white man as your coach, you going to have some cold-ass white dude as a linebacker. It's going to happen. Buffalo got Milano, you know what I'm saying? Well, you know, that's what that's going to be. Well, you know, and then the Eagles, they just like, they breaking the paradigm.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit won it. It sucks that all this stuff has happened to them, but it's just been an impossible season already for them.
But, I mean, look, that hurt they put on Minnesota, I think had a lot to do with Sam Darnold, but it was still like they showed up and they brought it. They going to get a week for some of them dudes to heal. Mm-hmm. Don't let them mess around and get to the Super Bowl and we get Hutch back. Don't let them get Hutch back. Don't let them get Hutch back.
I love it, man. It's so fun. And they get to have everybody at home, and that place is bananas. Graziano was telling me about how they do this thing that I didn't realize they do in there, is that people who come with their kids put their kids in lion costumes, and then they play the Lion King music and go around the stadium with people holding up their babies, which is just the most awesome thing. I love it.
Tell you, all I'm saying is they only got one team over there that I could say got them. The Eagles are the only team, I think, in the NFC that I would even consider picking against them in a game. And, I mean, I do think that the Lions style of defense would have a serious difficulty with the Eagles, which is to say, manning up on all those dudes when your dudes are dropping like flies. I could see the flaw in that.
AJ is a tough guy for you guys to man up against. And I mean, I think of the defenses that I think have the talent to slow them down, it's just the Eagles are just so well constructed, man. Like, that's just what it comes down to, is there's really no weakness on this team. And their quarterback concussion situation like that should be concerning for their offense, their limitations that presents to their offense. But they're just so much more talented than everybody else.
The NBA is in full swing and the NFL playoffs are right around the corner, which means you could turn $10 into $1,000 in a single game watching your favorite teams only on Prize Picks. You can make a Prize Picks lineup between the NFL and the NBA in as little as 60 seconds. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what make Prize Picks the #1 fantasy sports app. So make sure you go to prizepicks.com/Bomani and use code Bomani for a first deposit match up to $100. That's prizepicks.com/Bomani. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.